One of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Freeman. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
21.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
On first down, Osweiler. And his first look is incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, he's got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. A big welcome back carry for David Johnson, who almost missed all of last year. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Watch him now, Barney. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
On 3rd down, Osweiler. He's going to air one out. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Fielded at the 20. There he goes, right side. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense, they've got it set up on the silver platter. 1st and goal inside the 10. They'll run here with Freeman. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Get up!
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Flush to his right. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Now a play fake here on first down. Out to his left. And he rifles one incomplete.
Let's perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now this may be a free play here for Rosen. And he's got Fitzgerald. He's at the 40, the 20, 10. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Here's Phil Dawson now for the point after. Dawson able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Stays on his feet. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. The tackle made there by Dayon Buchanan. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Ryan on 2nd down. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. He completes it to Nelson. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen underneath for Johnson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd and 1, Rosen. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, Ricardo Allen with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the counter, Devontae Freeman. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Ryan. Looking left side, and he's got him in. It's Hardy. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
Get up! Hey, wait.
On 1st down, Ryan. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Falcons are in for 6. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. This quarterback now 5 of 6. Very accurate since taking over. And he's got his guys a first down. Rosen will throw. Room to run past midfield. Throw left side complete. That's Fitzgerald. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. 23 yards on the play. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. On 2nd down, Rosen. Screenplay, Johnson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I'll just figure there's something wrong with the football.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And that last penalty makes this 3rd down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the gun, it's Rosen. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver get.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
Those really long field goals, when they are made, they are things of beauty, but there is a danger to getting them started, isn't there?
Yeah, with that low drive, you've got to really keep it low to the ground, don't you, to get that distance.
Yeah, hard to just pop it up in the air because otherwise it's not going to get there. So he's got to drive it low in order to have the distance, and that usually puts it in jeopardy, gives him a chance to block it, and everyone knows it on the other side. That's when you get your best jumpers on the other side of the field and try and get up and get it.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
On 2nd down, Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
After the interception, here's Rosen. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They go play action here on 1st down. He goes full extension, and he's got it. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd down, here's Rosen. And Nelson's got it here right side. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A huge play there on the screen pass. 42 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. The 1st down carry here for Johnson. Runs over it, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post Because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Now Rosen looking to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. They'll run it with Johnson. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. Extra point try now for Dawson. Dawson tacks on the point after. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it up close to the 35, but hang on here. Penalty marker down. And this one might be going the other way. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal. From the shotgun, Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Clock running, and the Falcons moving with a sense of urgency. This looks like a free play for Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. Jones breaking from the contact. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 58 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on 1st down. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the gun, it's Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. This is caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They come out here in the I. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. 2nd and goal from the 1. It's Coleman here. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons have broken our tie.
And And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 36 yards.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first down, it's Rosen. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And before the second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Cardinals on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 16. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 10 yards on the pickup. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away. And Dawson's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? That'll be taken in the end zone. And that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10.
Here we go now.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Rosen. His throw incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Cardinals on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Set. 319. 319.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Now a play fake here on first down. On the move to his left. And Gresham has it left side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. From the red zone now, here's Rosen on first down. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deion Jones, the linebacker. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Again, they'll run with Freeman. Well, 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. The Falcons on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And he's got some space here. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra. Freeman
again. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now Ryan, he's going to let this one go deep, and that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Falcons will extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Rosen now off the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Gone! Set! Blue landed! Blue landed!
On 3rd down, Rosen. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Vic Beasley in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
This is fielded at the 27. Oh, he slipped right by him. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw is Ryan. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They have certainly looked his way in this 3rd quarter. Another catch, and it's good for a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. On 3rd down, Ryan. And in Incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's Rosen to throw. Underneath for Johnson. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. This quarterback now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tech McKinley in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Here we go. It's Rosen on 4th down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce and he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And Freeman lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Bradford going to lead the Cardinals up now 1st and 10. Now it's the backup Bradford. Lets it go for Nelson. And got his man complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. J.J. Nelson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals draw a bit closer. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
Dancing to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On 2nd down, Ryan. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Jones. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. A 20th carry now for Freeman. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far, and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, well, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Rosen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hold on.
Second and 10. It's Rosen again. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On second down, here's Rosen. Screen play, Johnson. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. David Johnson, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And Duke Riley will get credit for the tackle. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Gone!
On second down, Rosen, a quick hitter, complete. It's Nelson, and he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now, this may be a free play here for Rosen. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. And the penalty makes this a much more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 2. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They stay on the ground on first from Johnson. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
I'm going to hit you all day, baby. Set! 319! 319! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hot!
Now it's Rosen. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. Rosen to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Spinning past him. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. You were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
They'll look to throw. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. First down now, but that clock rolling. He's back to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game. And a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had, because those haven't been great. But they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
Back to throw. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
It makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. 3rd down here. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness. Heartache. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they got themselves in position to at least entertain the thoughts of an overtime, but as it turns out, it was not meant to be, Charles.
And you feel bad for a kicker in this spot. He's going to have to shoulder a lot of the blame, but in reality, this will be a team loss. They didn't do enough collectively to get the job done.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for the Cards, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they'll return home next week to take on the L.A. Rams. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.